Oh, man. Ain't it just incredible? It's amazing. Another day, another dollar, as they say. Um, of course, that's not my saying. My saying is fuck a bitch. Don't believe none of them. Don't believe anyone without receipts, without proof. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, maybe. Or maybe there's just a false accusation. Do you remember a little while ago, back in old 2020, Snoop Dogg? I didn't threaten Gayle King, but the Kobe Bryant remarks were disrespectful and all of that stupid shit. I didn't threaten her. Snoop Dogg said he wasn't threatening Gayle King when he said King should back off, bitch, before we come get you. And how fast did this motherfucker fold up? Huh? How fast did he fold up? A couple of days later, what was it, 3, 4, 5 days later? He was talking about, I'm sorry, Gayle and Oprah. I am no fan of Snoop Diggity Dog. Now, do I like some of the music? Yeah. I happen to have the ability to separate an artist's talent from the corruption of the artist. A lot of people can't do that. They'll tell you straight up, man, if that bitch is fucking crooked, then it's crooked. And the same is true with me. There is a line on that side which I will not step. Gary Glitter, for instance, convicted on dozens of counts of possession of child porn. Everything that I had of Gary Glitter went right in the fucking recycle bin. And I don't miss it because I don't support scumbags. Calvin Broadus, a.k.a. Snoop Diggity Dog, was found innocent in a murder charge a number of years ago. The system found him innocent. As far as I'm concerned, he's innocent. They found OJ innocent too. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is. So he didn't threaten Gayle King, man. He didn't threaten Gayle King. We can get that one off there. We're gonna go over to the crux of this motherfucker right now, and I'm gonna get into why I decided I was gonna start this stream today. I think it has come time. It's way past time to tell people to stop this nonsense about believe all women. Snoop Dogg sued over sexual assault and battery from this supposed entanglement that happened 9 fucking years ago. 9 years ago. Is it beyond comprehension that a bitch would suck a Snoop Dogg's dick while she's sitting on a toilet? Well, that's what she said they tried to force her into doing. Because, you know, if you're at a party with Snoop Dogg, of course, yeah, it's going to be like a church choir, right? There he is, old Calvin, dressed in blue, doing the crip walk and all of that good shit. And it's going to be by a bitch here, by Doha Madani. A woman filed a lawsuit Wednesday against rapper Snoop Dogg and another man alleging that they each sexually assaulted her 9 fucking years ago. The woman identified as Jane Doe. It makes it real fucking easy to throw out false sexual assault allegations when they won't release your name, when they won't pin you to the accusation, doesn't it? Doesn't it? How come, look, like I said, I'm no fan of Calvin Broadus, but how come Calvin is plastered all over the fucking place a couple of days before the Super Bowl goes off because you're getting peak exposure, right? You know that Calvin Broadus is going to be on the halftime show for the Diversity Bowl. You know that's where he's going to be. Maximum exposure. Do you think that was unplanned, folks? Of course it wasn't unplanned. If you believe that it was, you're a motherfucking idiot. The woman, identified only as Jane Doe, alleged that the incident happened after she attended a Snoop Dogg concert in 2013, according to a filing in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. Following the concert, the woman and her friend agreed to go back to Snoop Dogg's studio with him and a friend, Donald Campbell, a.k.a. Bishop Don. Her attorney, I can't make this up, Matt Finkelberg, said in a statement Thursday that she refuses to be silenced and intimidated any longer. In other words, the money stream dried up. Did you hear me? In other words, she could no longer bludgeon the motherfucker for cash flow. So he said, fuck it, go ahead and file the lawsuit. He knows what's coming. It's part and parcel of being a celebrity. It's part and parcel of having mountains of fucking cash and being reckless. And he is absolutely reckless. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Our client's hope is to inspire other victims of sexual harassment, assault, battery to understand that they have rights too. Well, they already know that they have rights. They beat you over the fucking head with their rights every single day. They kill your kids with their rights. They divorce you and leave you destitute with their rights. They know that they have rights. Is there a police report? Folks, is there a police report? Was an incident report filed? Oh, let me guess. She was just too scared. She didn't want to be re-traumatized. Is that right? Is that what it was? Do not believe bitches. If they tell you that the sky is blue, walk outside and check. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. They don't deserve your belief. For all of those females out there that really got the business worked on them, that really got a shitty slice of life handed to them, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. But your counterparts out here, they have fucked it up for all of you. I used to be the kind of guy that when I heard this or saw a story like this, man, that's fucking awful. That's terrible. How could a motherfucker do something like that? Oh, man, he should get a chair. Now, years later, I don't do that anymore. I say, show me the receipts. Was there a police report filed? Oh, she was too scared to file a police report? Well, I'm sorry about your luck. You missed your opportunity. I don't do the he said, she said. I don't believe all women. I don't believe all men. Before Lucas went crazy, that's what he used to say. I just believe facts. I believe receipts when I see them. Yes, the amazing Lucas went insane. So it is what it is. According to the filing, the woman attempted to resolve the issue in private mediation on Tuesday. But that the discussions were unsuccessful, meaning she was asking for too much hush money. That's what that means. It's right here in black and fucking white. How is it possible that anybody could read this article and see it any other way? Well, they're probably blinded by their ideology. They're blinded for their absolute hatred for men because they've been taught to hate you, motherfuckers. They hate you for no good reason other than the fact that you're genetically superior. You're the best cooks. You're the best rocket scientists. You're the best car builders. You're the best racers, football players, stick and ballers. You're the best at everything, because there's no difference between us, right? It's just systemic. Fuck that shit. Fuck it all. She alleges that she later asked to be taken home after being offered a ride by Campbell, who she alleges drove her to her own residence after she fell asleep in the car. Pretty comfortable, right? Pretty comfortable falling asleep with your would-be sexual assaulter. She fell asleep at Campbell's home, but woke up at about 4 a.m. to Campbell forcing her to perform oral sex on him. Oh, man. Do tell. Campbell then allegedly urged her to get dressed and accompany him to a taping of Snoop Dogg's Double G News Network. So you talking about after somebody force-fed you a penis, you got dressed, and you went to a show taping? I can't believe it. I can't take this seriously, man. While at the taping, the woman alleges that Snoop Dogg followed her to a bathroom. He also forced her to perform oral sex, masturbated in front of her. Oh, it's just disgusting. Just disgusting. Now, how about she went there voluntarily and sucked the dicks of a couple of multi-millionaires hoping for a financial bump? You think that's a little more likely? I do. She allegedly felt. What do you mean allegedly? You're writing an article condemning two men of forcible rape, essentially. But allegedly now she felt pressure from Snoop Diggity Dogg due to his dominance. That motherfucker, dominant, the guy that just cucked, that just folded up to Gayle fucking King and Oprah Winfrey. Shit. Kobe Bryant's body wasn't cold and Gayle King was out there talking about, oh, equality and rights. Women need more. Unfucking believable. Representatives of Snoop Dogg and Campbell did not immediately respond to request from NBC News. Snoop is currently scheduled to perform at the halftime show for the fucking Super Bowl. Let's just get that nonsense out of there. We'll get rid of that. What y'all think about that? Don't believe any of them. Don't ever put yourselves in the position of having to defend yourself out there, gentlemen. Be prepared to defend yourself by all means, but don't make the dumb fucking moves. Don't be, what was it, John Anthony Lifestyle, who we barbecued last night. Don't be that motherfucker, or you will find yourself in this position. It's almost a guarantee nowadays. The tree trunk looking bitches are looking for somebody to exploit. The supermodels are looking for somebody to exploit. All the bitches in between are looking for somebody to exploit. And your love is not currency. They want chang. They want change from you. They want money. They want foldable shit. They want stuff that has value to them. And I'm sorry to tell you this, your love, your dedication, your lifelong pursuit of the white picket fence and the family, 2.5 kids, 1.25 dogs, that ain't the thing. That doesn't tick no boxes for them. It does not float their boat. They ain't listening to you. They just want what you've got, gentlemen. They just want what you got. It's an unfortunate side effect of reality today. It's just what life is. And I'm sorry that it is that way. But I'm not sorry to take care of myself in the process. I'm not sorry to call these motherfuckers out. I'm not sorry to call a spade because that's what you need to do now. This is 100% fake. It's ginned up. It's bullshit. If anything at all comes of it, it will be a, shut the fuck up. Here's your money payout. That's what it'll be. 9 years ago, most people, especially people that smoke dope on a regular basis, can't remember what the fuck happened 9 minutes ago. So in that respect, he's a pretty easy fella to take advantage of, isn't he? With all of the money and the fame that he's got. DB Cooper, Snoop, the victim. I don't know about all of that. I mean, he might be getting victimized right here, but he's led a whole life of dirt doing. It's easy to say what comes around goes around. The moral of this story is don't put yourself in the same company with these hoes. All Walt, men, all Walt. Remember that, all Walt. Will L, not to be racial, but I don't think the B-dub has any integrity. That's not racial. There's nothing racial about that. Black women are gutter trash. White women, they're gutter trash. Asian women, they are gutter trash. Fuck them motherfuckers. There's nothing racial about that. Don't fucking buckle up. Don't fold up. Don't fall over. Speak your mind. Now, don't go to your nearest hood and say it to a group of brothers, because you might not walk away. Because that is the animal. That's the animal. It would be the same if you walked into a white trash trailer park. That's the animal. Don't tempt the animal. Sim Hess, Synagogue of Satan, not Jews. I don't even know what that means. Who, 346, there is no misogyny problem. No, there is a I don't believe you problem. There is a I don't share your opinion problem. And as soon as you say that or act like that's what you believe in, that nice little word that was made up, misogyny, that is meant to bludgeon you into a certain direction, just like racist, just like sexist. Those words are meant to maneuver you. Well, I'm not all of that bad stuff. I'm not that. Okay, I guess it's not. So fuck you. Fuck you. Where's your backbone, motherfucker? Stand up for yourself. You're going to get it one way or the other. You might as well get it while you're standing up for yourself. Rampage Blackstone. Man, society is barely holding up. I'm 30 now, and I see the after effects of women. They are truly so unhappy that they take it out on you. They take it out on themselves. They take it out on everyone. Everyone. Successful endeavors. Need I say more? Super Leroy, Eminem put the die down, my man. I don't know if that's slang or if you're trying to send me a coded message. I know what he did. I know what he hasn't been doing. I know how he built his audience. And I know that he turned his back on that audience. Now he's free to do that. He is free to do that. Go on. Go ahead and do it. In my opinion, he's a bum-ass motherfucker. Can he still float words? Yep. Can he still rap? Yep. Can he still rhyme? He sure can. Somewhere down the line, the ideology bug wormed its way into his head and fucked him up. Kevin Hodges, she's just another broke bitch trying to make a come up off of false accusations to a billionaire. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. And that's the whole point of mediation, was to go and ask for some hush money. Do I doubt that she sucked a couple of guys' dicks that had a lot of fucking money hoping to get bumped up? Nope, I don't doubt that one bit. But it's easy to look at all the shit that they've got and then you portray yourself as a victim because you took a shot and it didn't pay off. And even if it had paid off, she'd still be filing the fucking lawsuit, because motherfuckers like that make transactional purchases with their mouth and their pussy hole are never satisfied. They'll tell you if you listen to them. DB Cooper, the only loyal as their options. That's right. A woman is only loyal as her options. That's right. Andrea Scout, Snoop scooped too much and got gold dug. Well, I don't know. I don't think he got gold dug at all. You know, that's going to be on my thumbnail when I put this video up, when it posts. That'll be on the thumbnail because that's what he said. And he ain't wrong. That's what they are. It's fucking blatant. It's blatant. It's obvious. And it's a very serious charge. It's a very serious charge. But I'm going to tell you what's going to start to happen. The judiciary is going to start to become aware of the fact, well, they are becoming aware of it. There's evidence that they've become aware that these accusations are just weaponized charges to try to carve money or resources out of wealthy men. Something will come of it. I couldn't tell you what. It's my hope that it becomes under penalty of law, that if you're proven to, let's say that you go out and you accuse somebody of forced sodomy, right? Rape, something like that. Let's just say that you do that and you're found to be a liar and a piece of dog shit trying to ruin this person for whatever reason. You should get the penalty. Whatever he was going to get, you should get. If you're determined to sit that motherfucker down there like that, destroy his reputation, and if some dumbass fucking court buys into it and they sentence the man, his life's over anyways. So if they decide that, oh, well, I think that this bitch is kind of full of shit. If he was going to get 20, you should get 20. An eye for an eye. You want your equality, motherfuckers. Let's start talking about some equality. I don't see nobody signing up for them sanitation jobs. How about those electrical workers? How about plumbers? No, that's too equal for you? I agree, and you would probably do a shitty job, too. Jim McIntosh, truth in the press mostly died when the Smith-Mundit Act was updated in 2013, wrote in 2012. Well, it died during Barack Hussein Obama's presidency, when he basically removed all of the restraints from media services for pushing outright propaganda. He did that. It's very clear that the bill of goods on Barack Obama was bullshit. He was a Manchurian candidate. And it worked. It worked. We're worse off now than we've ever been. UK MGTOW 304s are running out of money. They didn't have any money. They're running out of handouts. That's what happens when you flood this country with 100 million 30 million illegal immigrants. That's what happens when you do that. Now, all of a sudden, you got to take care of the motherfuckers that you brought in to replace us. And we ain't dying fast enough. COVID. Oops. Did I say that? Bandit. 11114. Instead of you get a car, you get a car. What the fuck? You get exploited and you get exploited. I don't know what you're talking about. WHO 346, we have unequal treatment of men's rights, state sponsored. I agree with you. MGTOW Cowboy at Will L. Look up Professor David Carroll. He talked. Well, he doesn't go by professor now. It's just David Carroll. Travel Lineman 49, there's a position these bitches want us to be in, but we ain't having it. I'm not having it. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not going along with that. Everything that they have to muscle you with is under their nose. It's just talk. It's just a shitty fucking attitude and an entitlement complex. I'm not doing that. The Red Devil, North Carolina, I assume that's what that means. NC, Hammer, preaching the truth. Thanks, brother. Well, of course, we try to. Your Highness, don't put yourself in a position where you know that you're going to have to defend yourself. Be ready to defend yourself, gentlemen. That false accusation could just drop out of the fucking sky. We've seen it too many times. Some broad could come on here right now and say, oh, man, that hammer hand. He rubbed my cuckoo. The accusation alone is enough to get you fucked up. I can't run to them and say that about a woman and be taken seriously. Now, would somebody pull the trigger on that? Maybe. But it's not a guarantee if the situation is reversed, where she says, that motherfucker handled me inappropriately. You're going to jail. Whether you like it or not, whether it's true or not, you're going to jail. Bad shit can happen to you while you're there, and none of it can be taken back. You ain't going to get your time back. If you get fucked up while you're in a holding cell or while you're in prison, you can't get none of that back. If you get dead, well, then none of it matters anyways, right? And they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. The only reason we know it happens so much, it's so frequent now, so common, is because these cunts somewhere down the road, after the dirt has been shoveled on top of the grave, so to speak, they get a guilty conscience. Or they get caught up like Brian Banks' bitch did, trying to be friends with him on Facebook and then admitting to it. She got paid $1 million fucking dollars. $1 million. When she was found out to be a fucking fraud and that he served years, lost out on a football scholarship. That motherfucker was going somewhere. His whole goddamn life got derailed. He's not the only one. Tawana Brawley, Bed Girl, Duke Lacrosse, Mark Pearson. There's too many to be ignored now. It's a thing. Andrea Scout. And this, gents, is why you should all walk away from these horny wenches. Well, there's 10 billion fucking dildos out in the world. Tell them to go get one of those. You don't need a man anyway, right? You're strong, you're independent, you're brave and stunning. Go fuck yourself with a piece of rubber. You don't need me. I don't last long enough anyways, right? All I do is seize you around on top of you. I'll take care of your needs after you come and blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Fuck a bitch. It's too much of a problem. It's too much of a headache. Weapon X. Oh, well, I wish I would have known this when I was younger. Me too, man. Hashtag me too. Ha! Big pitch. I only care about white birth rates declining to where our kind will not be the majority in Anglo-Saxon derived societies. It's certainly a concern, isn't it? Ask anybody out there that's classified as a minority how they feel about being a minority. Ain't none of them going to say, oh, man, it's the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread. Jesus has blessed me. They're not going to tell you that. Same motherfuckers will turn around with a big old smile talking about, you'll love being a minority. Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. I don't want to be a fucking minority in a country that my kind founded. There's enough room for everybody on this planet. I just don't think that we should be smashed together. Now, there will be a certain amount of crossover, people that can work together from different cultures. That's cool. I'm good with that. I'd be down for it. I just don't want to be pushed into extinction because of X, Y, or Z. Crazy shit. Son of Thors, fuck the police. Y'all better get it through your heads real fast. The fucking cops are not your friends. They're not your friends. Law enforcement is a literal definition of what they do. They enforce the system of restraint and violence that is manipulated to put you in a box and keep you there, to steal from your productivity on a daily basis. Jim McIntosh, I'm cooking, fellas, but still listening. That's all right, brother. You do you. Got to do what you got to do. Will L. Prisons scare me because I'll get my cheeks spread by Bubba Brown bells. You fight and fight and fight until you can't fucking fight no more. And if Bubba Brown bells eventually conquers the rocky road, you catch that motherfucker at lunchtime. You don't ever let nobody get over on you like that. If you got to bleed them and lay them out on the fucking table, then that's just what you do. Leo 213, why do they want a man in the end? Because they have a biological imperative. Your biological imperative is to fuck as much as possible. Now, can you temper that with the idea of getting with somebody that you like, that you're down with, that you can spend decades with, have kids with, and form and build something with? Yes. You end up with husband goggles, wife goggles? Yes. Yes. You got all of their best and they got all of your best, and you're willing to devote yourself to that as long as she is. I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. I never had an issue with that. But that's just not the way that it goes today. Their biological imperative, no matter what they say, it's a rare bitch that wants nothing to do with having a kid, with having children. It's what they were made to do. It's their sole function in life. Everything else is ice cream and sprinkles. Everything. The only thing that they are here for is to have kids. And they're fucking failures at that. That shows you how far they have fallen. Super Leroy 66, the biggest story in history of America's Michael has a penis, I guess. Solar Wolf, yo, Hammerhand, what's up, man? Your Highness, how does a woman become a billionaire? Marry Jeff Bezos. Well, yeah. She didn't become a billionaire by marrying him. She became a billionaire by divorcing him. Just like Melinda Gates. She became a billionaire instantly by divorcing Bill Gates. That's the way it goes, right? You marry into that crazy lefty bullshit, you'll be a victim of it eventually. Salty Texas Ranger, Hammer. What's up, Salty? How you doing? Terrence Wright, what happened to these strong and independent women? They were killed off at the birth of feminism. Strong and independent women knew how to take care of a household. They knew how to wash clothes. They knew how to cook a turkey. They knew how to take care of children and rear them while the father was out making the fucking bacon. Those were strong and independent women, and they were still feminine. That's not what you got today. That's not coming back, folks. It's going to take some massive shit to shock those bitches back into that way of life. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. So you have to deal with what you've got. My choice is I don't deal with it. But that's my choice. I can't tell you what to do. I can suggest to you to protect yourself. I can suggest to you that the odds are against you. May the odds ever be in your favor. Except they're not. They're not. Success Pool Endeavors. It was approved by both the House and the Senate, but it's going to be held up indefinitely in legal system. What are you talking about there, SCE? I don't know what you're talking about there. Moises Ledesma, hey, Hammerhand, Texans must prevent progressive Democrats from winning in South Texas. AOC and socialist liberal Uncle Bernie are campaigning for the young lady who's running against Mike Cooler. Is it Cooler? Keller? That's going to be on Texans. You know what these son of a bitches say? Oh, man, we moved out of Cali and Oregon and Washington and into the Midwest. We fucked it up so fucking bad that as lefty scumbags, we can't even live in the shit that we made happen. So we're just going to go, east. And we're going to jack up fucking Texas and Oklahoma and Arizona. That's what we're going to do. Austin's a liberal shithole. Already. UK MGTOW, a man invented the dildo. Man should take it away. You can't do that. That's discrimination. You know what happens if you make something only for men? Right? It'll be fucking fantastic and awesome until bitches get a hold of it. Eric Zombrow, Hammerhand, that Army officer won his lawsuit from the West Point allegation, and she is, as she put it, crushed financially and doesn't have any options. I say, suffer. You destroyed a general's career. I'm not really sure which one you're talking about there, but I'll have to look that up. Lou 213, forsake women, guys. Yeah, Neil Blackman, piece of rubber won't make them money. No, until they turn on a fucking cam. Then it'll make them some money, because that's what they do. There's an inordinately large section of men out here today, especially in the Western world, that have the idea in their heads that these women are just in lack of certain things, that they just need to be shown what a moral and ethical life is. And I'm sorry to tell you, there ain't no such thing for them. There is no moral or ethical life for them. And if I'm being completely fair, there's not a moral or ethical life for a vast amount of men. Campsites are a perfect example of that. Brick and mortar strip clubs are a perfect example of that. It takes two to tango. The strip clubs don't exist without the business, without the demand for it. Plain and simple. It is a parasitic relationship. And each side will look at the other and blame them instead of looking at themselves and saying, maybe I could have just done something a little bit differently here. Maybe I could have done a little bit better. Kevin McAllister, Strauss-Kahn got false accused and he was running for the French. Yeah. He was head of the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. That's right. I remember that. And they replaced him with a fucking bitch while he was in jail. It doesn't surprise me. Do you remember the whole big stink up a year, maybe 2 years ago, where women were intentionally at these large game dev companies? They were intentionally accusing males or casting doubt on these men that were in the positions of like chief and head game developers. And they were putting them out of their positions. And then it was exposed that it was coordinated. Yeah. Yeah. Ridiculous shit, man. Solar Wolf, amen. Hammer hand. Thank you, sir. Super Leroy, look up JFK at the Waldorf 1961 with the press. It describes everything happening today. Not only that he was against all of the welfare reforms that the bird signed into law. Kwai Chang Kang, I wish I never got married. I'll probably never recover. Well, I wouldn't go that far, man. Look, am I going to tell you that you don't live with a certain amount of guilt or a certain amount of pain, that it changes you as a person when you go through something like that? I'm not going to tell you that. If you have any type of empathy or sympathy, if you have any feelings at all that are connected to your soul, of course, it's going to change you. And it's probably going to be painful because you have to live with what's left. You see? You have to figure out how to make your life work for you after that shit happens. The whole point of this is to get you to that point, and men that have not been there to not get to that point. You know what I'm saying? For them to recognize the fuckery that goes on out here so that they don't have to get to that point. You don't have to walk over a bed of hot fucking coals to know that it sucks. You don't have to do that. And that's where we're trying to get them. Athos, amen, hammer. National borders did not come about by accident. Distinct peoples produce distinct governments and nations. I agree. And our borders are being undermined from within the political structure of our country. All of the motherfuckers that are sitting in Congress and the Senate, whoever the moron is that gets voted in to head up the country, the figurehead, the president, the leader of the free world. And it happens no matter who's in office. It's easy to fix. You fix the immigration policy by burning it down. But you have to get the corporate and banker interests out of your country. You have to destroy the Federal Reserve. Good luck. I'm not saying that it can't be done. At some point in time, it will. In my lifetime, I would be stunned. Daniel Goff, 344 and going. Oh, about what? Oh, the eyeballs, 387 sets of eyeballs on this senile motherfucking milk drinker. Oh, man, that's beautiful. Eric Zombro, Poland, Serbia, Croatia, and Hungary are showing the way on immigration. I won't debate that at all. I actually, I kind of admire what they're doing over there. Congratulations to them. They're also giving incentives to people to be families. They're not incentivizing divorce. They're not incentivizing single mother homes and fucking welfare. They're incentivizing family units. They're incentivizing stick-to-itiveness, independence, but inside the family unit. They're incentivizing people to actually build on their dreams. I think it would be quite something to actually go to one of these countries and be able to start a family. Are there gold-digging fucking whores there? Yep, there sure are. And that's because a lot of these countries have turned to sex tourism. It's just a thing. It's just what it is. They might not want to come right out and tell you that, but that's what it is. Traveling Man 49. I had a bitch years ago. We got in a heated argument. She busted up my guitar. That's a fucking offense right there. So I busted up her laptop. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Long story short, I had to buy a new laptop. That's about right, isn't it? Isn't that about how it goes? You retaliate. The satisfaction of the retaliation is very short-lived. I've always told anybody that felt like they were going to come after me in such a fashion that there is no bottom to where I will go to fuck you if you fuck me. And I think that people understand that about me, especially those very few that know me, that associate with me, that hang out with me. I'm not saying that everybody's like that, and I'm not saying that you should be like that. I'm saying that there is, on a dime, I will sacrifice everything to prove my point, to make you concede. Maybe that's a little over the top for some folks, but it just is what it is. I don't have too many people running up my fucking ass, pissing up my leg and telling me that it's raining either, so it must work. Neil Blackman, old girlfriend tried to stab me in the neck. Grabbed her wrist, ended up getting a warning off the police because I left a bruise on her wrist. You're lucky that you didn't get taken down, Holmes. You're lucky. My brother's ex-girlfriend years and years and years ago came after him with a butcher knife. Now, this is the fucked up thing. She started out playing, and because he didn't take her seriously enough, it made her mad enough to actually go after him with the knife. He took a pair of wadded up jeans with a belt and belt buckle still in it and whacked her across the fucking head with it. And she deserved it. She was a psycho. I remember her well. But in order to stop from getting fucking stabbed up, he had to beat the shit out of her with a pair of Levi's. Motherfuckers. 501. Neil Blackman. Oh, I already read that. Piotr. I still call you Piotr. It's Peter. Peter Oslowski. Proud of my country of origin, Poland. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. You should be. They've come a long way, man. Pooping while standing. Getting married set me back at least a decade. And that was for a short-term marriage. Yeah, man. It can really, look, if you're like me, I was in for a penny, in for a pound. Getting involved with a woman and having a family is exactly what I wanted at that point in time. If things hadn't gone south, I would probably still be in that, and I'd still probably be convinced that it was the right way to go. It wasn't because she decided to walk away. It's because she decided to walk away with everything. And then when I found out that she had legal rights to do that, I didn't know any better. That's what really got me asking questions and trying to figure out how in the fuck is this possible? You ask enough questions, you link jump, you surf enough on the internet, you will find all of your answers. And it was jarring. It was jarring to find out that they had that type of hold on the legal system. It was jarring to find out that it was all derived as a result of feminist interference, that it was all derived as a result of men in office making it happen, weaponizing feminism and women against men, using your own biological children against you. It's insane. If you had no knowledge of this kind of shit and you wrote this as a book, as a sci-fi fantasy book, people would be like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Psychosoap 2. Yep, at MGTOW Cowboy. Susie got me, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm glad to see you back, Psych. Shred Neck. Good. Don't fuck with a man's guitar. Chaos for you. We're in lockstep with Rome. I think it'll take a little bit longer, but the decline, unless this stuff is seriously looked at here in the next 10 or 15 years, right now you're circling that drain. You're circling the drain. That's the drain of inevitability. This is at a point right now where if it goes any further, it is not reversible. And then you have to deal with what's left. And that's some tough shit. It really is. It's tough to deal with. It's tough to hammer. Rebel Against Defeat. What's up, Rad? Good to see you, man. Need to remove the weak. Man, that constitutes so much of everything that we have to deal with today. My fucking feelings is hurt, homie. Where's my reparations? What you gonna do for me? I'm a human. I deserve. Everybody starts it out now with I deserve. I'm entitled to. Fuck you. You're not entitled to anything, man. You're entitled to what you work for. In my mind, anyways. The unfortunate part is that my mind didn't write the fucking laws that exist. Your government just spent $30 million fucking dollars on crack pipes for drug addicts. $30 million on crack pipes. Is that the Babylon Bee? No. Is it the Onion? No. It's real. We went from a country, a war on drugs, to a country that supplies drugs to drug addicts to pacify them. It's our contract with them so that they don't rough us up. We don't want the addicts to get twitchy. It's what they do. It's what they do now. Fangroth. When I was younger, I dreamed to live in the United States. Now I'm thankful I wasn't born there. Too much false accusations flying around. There's false everything. Look, the States is a great place to live. As far as opportunity is concerned, it's around every corner. It is. If you're driven enough, if you sacrifice enough, you can make one hell of a good life for yourself here in the United States. You can. But the fucking minefield of shit that you've got to go through before all of this politicking, before sexual identity politics and racial fucking hustling came into everything and just permeated everything, it was hard then. With this shit now, yeah, good luck. You can still make it here. You can still make a good living here. But everybody and their cousin is in your fucking pocket now. So while you're working your balls off for the 13 border jumpers that just came over, the fucking million people that are sitting in hotels, 5-star hotels that you will never sniff in your lifetime, you're paying for them. You and all your other tax-paying brothers and sisters. It's fucked up. It's ridiculous. Who 346 got 3 more months of child support. Well, congratulations. Make sure that you have saved everything. Everything. These bitches invariably come back and their lawyer or attorney or the public, well, it's not a public defender, but there's somebody inside the court that will automatically challenge that you have not paid all of your support payments, and they'll try to send you a bill for like 5 or 10 of them and then late fucking fee you for a fictional amount of money. Keep your receipts. Keep everything. You don't keep it for 5 or 10 years. You keep it forever. Stick it in a little binder, wrap it up, stick it in your closet, and forget about it until you need it. Bootleg, no more immigration, and first-wave immigrants should not be allowed to vote. If you weren't born on American dirt, you shouldn't decide what matters here in this country. I agree with you. I agree with you. There are people that have been in this country 3 fucking months, and they're voting in a presidential election. It's unfathomable that this system is this broken. And what's even worse is how dumb the general populace is. How they just sit around and accept it. They're devoid of any responsibility. That includes men. We give women shit all day long for the garbage that they try to perpetrate on people, on the system in general, but men made it happen. And the majority of men out here today, the lumberjack beard having, skinny jean wearing, latte sipping cocksuckers out there. There's a whole bunch of them. Whole bunch of them. Mohammed El Sayed, good to see you endeavors. Snappy Snoo, that's a man. It's a man, baby. David Smith, fight fire with a flamethrower. I agree with you, all of you. One fast Dak. Hey, Rad. Minnesota Jude. Jeez. Oh, man. Moises Ledsma. Liberals are killing this country. It's not just liberals, man. You have to get away from that train of thought. It's not just liberals. They're out front and center of this shit because they wear their crazy on their sleeve. They're not hard to see coming. It's not just liberals. We have big problems in every section of society. Every sector of what makes us is corrupt. There's a lot of good stuff out here, but it's being hamstrung. This is a long ways away from where I started this with Snoop Diggity Dog. So I'm going to get back to that. Don't believe females. Don't put yourself in the position, gentlemen, of having to explain away a rape accusation when you never touched her, when you don't know who the fuck she is. You get enough money, you get enough fame, you get enough notoriety, you ruffle enough feathers. There's some crazy cunt out there that will be more than happy to try to take you down with that type of an accusation. It's just what they do. It's just what they do. There's no consequence for them. It's a cold day in hell when any one of those false accusers suffer any repercussions. They don't care about the social stigma of what comes with being a false accuser because they're the kind of person that has 1,000 bitches that run cover for them and excuse it away. So they don't give a shit. They don't care. Don't put yourself in that position. Snoop Diggity Dog has lived his entire life in that position. When he decided to ball up, puff his chest out, and tell Gayle King to mind her own fucking business and stop talking shit, then you saw just exactly how powerful that B-dub is. You saw that because they have the ability to take his money from him. They work with all of the elites of business and in Hollywood and propaganda production. Oprah Winfrey is a self-made woman in some respects. So is Gayle King. but they toe the fucking line too. And they're always, always, always going to promote anything female, even if it's an outright lie, above anything honest and male and man. They absolutely fucking hate your kind of man. Now, if you're subservient, if you're a lapdog, they'll pat you on the head every once in a while when they walk by you. But it just is what it is, man. And you have to be aware of that. Successful endeavors, this is omnidirectional communistic welfare. We're under attack from multiple directions. We're able to show this to the world, yes. And we're not the only ones. There's an entire sector of people out here that are attacking pop culture. And there's a whole bunch of people that are pushing back on them and showing how pop culture is being corrupted. There's an entire sector of people out here that tackle that same nonsense with mainstream sports or sports of any kind, with gender and identity politics pervading everything. Should it even be a question that some low-slung, non-competitive man that couldn't cut it on the men's swim team can just say, no, I'm feeling like I got a pussy today. I'm going to go fuck with the bitches and stomp them out. And somehow there are people that consider this legitimate? That is the woman's come up right now. Now she's understanding just a little bit what it is that we have been going through, what black men before us, before the rest of the male population in this country had been going through. It always comes for you. It doesn't rest. It doesn't take a break. As long as it moves and breathes, it's got something to destroy. Polska Bob, beautiful day in Chicago. It's like 50 degrees, sunny, the sound of sirens and gunshots off in the distance. Feels like a Friday, Hammer. It's like 50 out here right now, which kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I didn't think it was going to be quite that warm, but it is very nice out here. We get the occasional, set of sirens that run by, but it's nothing like Chicago. Big Pitch, daily reminder, liberalism is a mental disease. True son of Aaron. After this pandemic, all I know is I don't get a bed sheet, pillowcase, and mask around a Democrat unless you want a civil war. Oh, man. Traveling man 49. I firmly believe that the moment a female slides out of the chute, they need to be tattooed across their ass. Just above that slit says, caution, enter at your own risk. I mean, the process with them starts as early as the process does with little boys. A little boy's introduction to the world, a vast majority of the time, is having his genitals destroyed. That's your introduction into this plane of existence. And it has nothing to do with cleanliness. Anybody that knows their research here understands where the idea of circumcision came from and why circumcision exists. I won't go into it here, but if you know, you know. Chaos for you. Identity politics is the same thing Hitler used against the Jews, in a manner of speaking. See, he wanted the influence of Jewish bankers out of his country. Usury was a huge problem for the Germans. After World War I, they were broke and destitute. The Allies came in and pilfered the country. Jewish bankers were doing no one any favors. So when he removed the Jewish bankers from Germany, when he expelled them, a lot of them landed on the west and east coasts of the United States of America. Under penalty of death, usury was made illegal. The German mark, the brand new German mark at that point in time, was the most efficient form of currency on planet Earth. In 8 years, Hitler took them from a destroyed, plundered, bankrupt country to a world power. The things that you think that you know about Hitler and the Reich, probably aren't correct. The idea that the victor writes the history is very true. Now, I'm not saying that war atrocities didn't happen, because they did. I'm not saying that civilians didn't get misled, because they did, but they get misled on every side. It's naive, foolish, delusional to act like the winners don't suffer the same illness, the same consequence. Are there really any winners? Question everything. Van Groth, pardon me. Communism generated people like Stalin and Mao Zedong. Yeah, it did. And Lenin. Yeah, it did. Led to the direct destruction of the first family of Russia, the Tsar. MGTOW Cowboy, the sound of sirens and gunshots in the distance. Polska Bob, South Side stuff. Mohamed El Sayed, but it is not invasion of one nation. I mean, it is built by multi-nations and multi-concepts, mostly the two religions and English as a main language. I don't know what you're referring to there, brother. St. Bo Hammer reminds me of old school ham radio guys who warn you late at night about the government and the UFOs, and then it really happens. Then everyone flocks to him to save them. I'm not here to save you. I'm not here to save you. I'm here to give you the information that you need to arm yourselves. Hopefully, you'll be able to see. It takes some time. It takes time to see the claptrap that most people just dismiss outright as just people talking. It's not. Most of the people that you listen to in the course of a day, an hour, a week, a month, anywhere that you listen to them, they are parroting things that have been given to them. Very few words spoken are original. Very few. Very few thoughts coming from the minds of people are original. Very few. Monkey King. Hail Doomcock. Hail Nerdrotic. I agree with you. I like them both. I think Doomcock is on the wrong path when it comes to Star Wars. I do. I think that he's on the wrong path when it comes to Star Wars. I don't care who's talking to who until I see Kennedy leaving Lucasfilm and Lucasfilm and Disney making actual inroads to saying the sequel trilogy that we spent $4 billion on, nah, we're just going to wipe it away. Nah, do over. If you think that's going to happen, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. It's not going to happen. Maybe 20 years down the road, when all of these motherfuckers are dust, when they're mummies, it's not going to happen, folks. I'm not telling you to give up hope. I'm saying let go of your delusions. These people have control of these industries. She was just signed to another contract. Everything that you thought that was so fucking bad, so awful, and so terrible, they co-signed it. And then they re-upped her. They threw her a lob, and she went in for the dunk. Everybody that's making something out of Kennedy walking away from Lucasfilm, she's not going anywhere until she wants to go somewhere. That's just the way that is. You really think that they could get away with, and it's been revealed that she was directly responsible for the firing of Gina Carano. Do you think that she could get away with that shit if she didn't have them all on her side? Do you think that Favreau and Filoni are on your side? They're on their side. If you don't know anything about the book of Boba Fett and you haven't seen it, I'm about to spoil some shit. So you might want to turn this off for the next couple of minutes. Turn your sound down or something. It was a disaster. It was a fucking disaster. Seasons 1 and 2 of Mando, okay, there was some mediocre shit, but overall, I have a good, favorable opinion of it. The book of Boba Fett was Mandalorian 2.5. That's all. There was some real shit that went down when they were putting this together, and that is a common theme with anything that Kathleen Kennedy is a part of now. Can't keep a fucking director. Can't just have one director. It has to be writing and direction by committee. Everybody has to be represented. We got to have X number of black midgets, X number of white midgets. Oh, we don't really need the white ones. We'll just push them away. Fuck them. They've had the industry since pimping was pimping. We ain't got to mess with no more white people. And they're coming out and telling you that too. Women, women, women. Minority, minority, minority. And it's stunning, staggering that people, lots of people, see that as a positive. Just discrimination of a different type. It's Jim Crow with a favorable wrapper. That's all it is. And it's too bad that people don't see that. It's not going to blow over. It's not going to go anywhere. People like me are tired of waiting for these people to make these changes because, number one, they're not going to make the changes willingly. They're trying to find ways to get their ideology and the shit that they are pushing to work so that you, 68% of the population, will accept that. That's what they're trying to do. They have no intention of going back on anything that they've started. They are all in. And you should understand that. And you should start dealing with people and organizations that are taking care of you. That parallel economy is on the way up. It's coming. It's slow, but it's here. There is a parallel consumer economy that is being created in this country. It's going to be the truest form of the battle. See, folks that think like me, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily the greatest thing on earth, but folks that think like me, they support the people that give them the products that they ask for. The other motherfuckers, all they do is go on Twitter and bitch and moan and hope that corporate executives see it. And then the corporate executives are like, oh, my profits. And then they start fucking around with everything. And that's how that goes down. But there's more to it than that. Don't think for one moment that something like Twitter isn't used as a backdoor to bludgeon opposition. It is. You know, we have that phrase, controlled opposition. That's what it is. It's controlled opposition. It's an unfortunate reality of doing business with a corrupt society and a corrupt culture. Traveling man, back in the day, motorcycles were dangerous. Now women are more dangerous than motorcycles, especially their accusations. Cosmic vagrant, Russia starved and froze 30 million in the Holodomor. It wasn't Russia. It was the people that were running Russia. There were a shit ton of Russian citizens that died along with the 20 to 30 million that were starved out in the Ukraine when they took control of all of the farmland. You hear about that fucking Holocaust, don't you? You can't say nothing about the Holocaust. You can't question the fact that there weren't 6 million Jews there at that point in time, but all of a sudden 6 million are dead. Can't say that. Oops, did I just say that? Motherfuckers don't know nothing about the Holodomor. And it's the same group of people that caused both to happen. The same group. The same set of allies that were involved in both as well. Question everything, folks. Question everything. High Fly G123. Amy Schumer to host the Oscars. Think there will be much man-eating jokes or man-hating jokes? I don't know. But Amy Schumer is a piece of dog shit. And out of the more recent female comedians, I thought she was the one that actually had the ability to kind of make me chuckle. I say that women aren't funny. Some women can be, but they have to act like men to be funny. You see, they have to actually have some type of understanding of how men think and what a man's basis of humor is. And unfortunately for us, it's a lot of pain. Amy Schumer is dog shit as a human being. Amy Schumer directly related to Chuck Schumer of the DNC, in case you didn't know. Yeah, in case you didn't know, folks. Anderson Cooper related to Gloria Vanderbilt. Operation Mockingbird. Look it up. You will be fucking stunned. Look it up. Bootleg. That's disappointing, but I swore off Disney when they fired Gina Carano. It was hard to do because I grew up watching episodes 4, 5, and 6. The Mandalorian I really enjoyed. I can't support it anymore. There's nothing left to support. You know, I mean, the guy behind the Mando suit told you that if you didn't vote his way, you were a piece of dog shit, that you were a fucking Nazi, that you enabled every ism, and phobe out there. He didn't want you as a fan. I would listen to him. You tell me that you don't want me as a fan, you got it. You got it. No problem. I have more than enough shit to keep me occupied and busy, whether it's collecting, reading, drawing, model building. All of that stuff is an interest of mine. Photography, audio, video production, all of that stuff is an interest of mine. I've got more than enough. I don't need to consume garbage that tries to slap me in the fucking face and force feed me ideology. I don't need that. So I'll gladly oblige them. Super Leroy, that's closer to reality, cosmic vagrant. Parliament Strifey, yes, the Oscars are for feminists now. Feminists, cucks, soy boys, the general weakness of society. Because they'll start sweeping all of the homeless and the vagrants and the people that they consider trash, motherfuckers that they wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. They sweep them out in front of these show places just long enough to get the show in. That's what they did at the Super Bowl. Scattered all of the vagrants, all of the homeless, got rid of them so everything looked good for those cameras, so that the world at large doesn't understand that they have the highest homeless population anywhere in the developed world. Pretty fucked up shit, ain't it? Pretty fucked up. 1 hour and 18 minutes, 409 sets of crazy-eyed motherfuckers just listen to this old man spit on himself. I appreciate you, as always, every single time. Oh, man, I'm going down to the bottom of this, and I think I'm going to call this one a day. I'm going to read a few more comments. I think I'm going to call this one a day. We got what we need. Actually, I shouldn't include you in that. I got what I need. I have a good, solid group of brothers here that I can talk to anytime I need to. The content that is put out is for your consumption so that you cannot injure yourselves, so that you cannot subject yourselves to somebody else's demonic fucking wishes, so that you won't get caught up in the nightmare that is divorce court or child support court, custody hearings, listening to your kids get brainwashed slowly. Oh, God, it's fucking awful. It's awful. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But if you think you know better and you want to go out there and buck the fucking system, you want to roll the dice, you want to spin that wheel, by all means, go out there and give it a shot. Maybe you'll get lucky. Have the laws changed? Nope. They sure haven't. What has changed? Nothing. Have women changed? Yes, they've gotten worse. You only have to go to TikTok to find that out. With millennial women turning 40 this year, 40 millennials, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And they have passed on to the Zoomers every psychosis that was passed on to them. All of the fucking psycho shit that they have manufactured, that they have willed into existence, they have passed on to Zoomers. They will be the most dysfunctional, corrupt generation of people ever produced in the West. And it was all by design. Metal Man X, my guitar and gaming is what keeps me going in this clown world. Well, you've got to do something, right? You got to do something. I'd love to actually learn how to pick a guitar, but I've got so much shit on my plate now. Taking on something else would just kind of be silly. I think it'd be a waste of time and money. Age of Machines at Hammerhand. Really enjoyed this stream. Just proved my instincts weren't off. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Good words. Samwell, respect the hammer, lest ye be hammed. Oh, hell. That didn't sound right. Rib Grunt, stay strong, my brothers. High Fly G, truckers are never terrorists. Get real, Canada. Well, bitch boy up there in Canada, Mr. Trudeau, and all of the flaky motherfucking leftists and liberals and commies and Marxists that he and people like him have seen installed in that country has doomed that country. They aren't going to be able to vote themselves out of this. Much like the United States will not be able to vote itself out of the problems that it has made for itself. $30 trillion. It's fiat currency, right? It's fake. It doesn't really exist. But the fact of the matter is that there's $30 trillion worth of note holders sitting around waiting for that debt to be honored. And they will be looking to you to pay that motherfucking debt through your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. It will never be enough. You can never give enough to satisfy that beast. Never. Giving your all, what the fuck does that mean anymore? Doesn't mean anything. Moises Ledsma, preach it, Hammerhand. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. PK Grows. I'm an hour from LA. The shit they do to the homeless every time a big event comes in is disgusting. But somehow sanitariums are oppressive and we can't have it. Yeah. Well, that's a discussion for another stream. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Shredneck, have a good day, men, and wishing you good fortunes. Uh-oh, did I just see HMK Films? I think I did. Did I just see that? And just as I clicked on that motherfucker, man. I'm sorry, HMK. I think I missed you there, bro. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Good night, folks, and good stream. There you go. It's been a minute since I saw you, bro. Successful endeavors. The system of usury has always been about control. And it will always be about control. It doesn't matter what people think anymore about the general public being able to survive or not survive. You're going to have to be cut loose at some point in time, and it's going to be sink or swim. I mean, for fuck's sakes, they have signs at zoos that says don't feed the animals because they want them to be able to, what? Hunt for themselves. And of course, if you get your shit mauled up, that causes problems. But the main reason is so that they don't become dependent on easy, accessible food. It's the same for humans. We live in a nanny state. Every single state is a nanny state, and it has to stop. That's why we got to beat motherfuckers like Snoop Cuckety Cuck over the head. When you make a statement, stand by your statement. Don't apologize. Don't give any ground unless it's very, very clear that you made a mistake or you got duped. I just had to take a community post down because I was informed that it was incorrect. Did a little bit of looking, found out it was incorrect. It just is what it is. Gentlemen, it's always my pleasure to see you. I appreciate you coming in here. 395 of you still hanging strong, heading fast towards 1.5 hours in this afternoon. I appreciate you, gents. And when I have something decent to say again, I'll see you on the next one.